Already.
Are we really? Oh, here we go. Welcome back to another episode of Count the Bucket. I'm your host, Amber Vickers. This lovely man to my right
Over here.
is Michael. It's Michael Lawson, but I have to use my left hand
Yes, it's
to
so
do
weird.
it.
The
It's
invert.
so it's so weird. But we are back with another episode. And Michael, go ahead and plug in your things, and then we can talk about these promos, and we're gonna get right into the show.
Real quick, MD Lawson 00, all Instagram stuff, Twitter, the whole 9 yards of that. Yeah, go follow me on all that stuff. Thursday, I have a show with Backstop Banter. Backstop Banter.
There you go.
Thursdays at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Boom.
Boom. Oh, I love it. All right. You can follow me on Twitter at simplyme_AV. We got the ladies first show. I wore my shirt today.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I decided to wear it. And then all the rest of the things that I do is they're in the bio. Okay, guys? It's in the bio. I don't want Michael to take his pad out. Go ahead, Michael.
I asked Connie on her show Thursday what it was that he had that I was talking to you about, and it's actually what I say, tree link. It's link tree, I think. Whichever way I said it last time, it was backwards.
Okay.
Where he lists everything. So you really should look into it.
Okay, I have to do that. I have to put that on my portfolio for my resume.
Mm-hmm,
all right.
5,000 shows.
Get ready to add another one, but details coming soon. All right, Michael, start with the first promo. We're gonna get through these.
All right. As you guys know it, we need promos so we can make some dough. So our first promo we're going to start off with is our Patreon, which pretty much funnels to every other ad that we have that we try to, or sponsorship that we have. Please help us out. You can do a Unwrapped fan donation of $1 of membership. I guess it technically isn't a donation. And just let you know, hey, good job. Here's you $1 for $12 for 12 months. We appreciate you. Or you can be a part of the Unwrapped family, $5 a month, where you get 10% off the Patreon code for our Unwrapped Teespring, which Amber will tell about here in just a second. And then also, if you do the $10 a month, you are a VIP, and you get not only 10%, but you get 20% off. So it even jumps there. And then we also have a Discord that you can be a part of and actually interact with us. Now, the best thing about the $10 per month membership VIP is we have been giving away some type of memorabilia for the past 3 months that we've started this. First time it was a Keenan Allen jersey, which Amber won. Second time it was a David Montgomery jersey. And this time it is a mini helmet signed by none other than Ricky Williams. So go check that out and make those donations.
All right. Never thought in a day in my life I would say hook 'em horns. He used to kill my OU defense. All right, guys. Never thought I would say that, Michael. Times are changing, man. Times are changing.
Ain't that the truth?
All right, here we go. teespring.com/stores/unwrapped. I got my unwrapped gear on, and Michael has his beautiful, beautiful mask. We got OG gear. We've got new gear. I gotta give me some sweats. I gotta buy some more stuff. My credit card's gonna burn. We got LeBron gear. He'll be back soon. He will be back soon, Laker fans. Don't worry, he'll be back. All the live lineup has gear. We got fights. We got Generational Z, Fourth Man, the People's XFL Show. Ladies first. That is so beautiful. Saturday Standouts. Backstop Banter is beautiful as well.
That is so beautiful.
Business Casual Basketball. Come on down. All right, keeping it blunt. Got the Prop Bros. Then we have the Long Ball Lounge. Oh, those L's just give me every single time. The Long Ball Lounge with Jesse. He had a special guest last week right after my show, and he went right before Michael's show as well. So go check all of that out, guys. Support us. teespring.com/stores/unwrapped. Okay, come on, screen. You know you want to do it. You know you want to be good tonight.
There we go.
There we are. rxhemp.com. Use the code rxhemp/USN to get 10% off your order. All natural products, warm and cool therapy. Michael, my stuff's on the way.
Oh, good.
My stuff is on the way. I got some of this, so I just need to have that kick in because my calf locked up on me when I was in my 3-mile run at the gym the other day.
Oh, yeah, mine too. I couldn't get that 3rd mile in at all.
Got Celebrity Believers. It is made with all natural products. Check out rxhemp.com. Use the code rxhemp/USN to get 10% off of your entire order. All right. Last but not least, you want to do some betting?
Get it?
Oh, you got it?
Well, I'm trying here.
There you go.
I'm a rookie on my bookie. I'm a rookie on my bookie. Looky there.
I like it.
Anyway, mybookie.ag helps you out with all the bets needs that you have. You can go through here. What I liked about this, and Mama, hopefully you ain't watching this, but I did create me an account. And what I loved about this, it didn't automatically ask for my credit card information. It just said, hey, join, put in your information. Now you're ready to go whenever you are comfortable. So I've had time to look through the app and see, familiarize myself with what's going on with all this. A lot of live bettings. One thing Connie talked about, you can actually bet on the NFL draft coming up. One thing he mentioned was there's an over-under on how many quarterbacks are going to be taken the first draft or in the first round of the draft. And let's see here, mybookie.ag, you got a promo code there. It's USN100, and that will actually double your first ever deposit up to $1,000. So check that out. Really get into that if you're into betting and use that. And also, good news for that is it's not based in the United States, so you can do it anywhere that you live, basically.
Unlike FanDuel. All right. Can't bet yet.
That was quick. We did good.
We did good. Good job, Michael. All right. Steph, the most valuable. We talked about this a little bit last week. We gave our top 5 MVP candidates. And Steph said, hold on, wait a minute. What about me? What about the Warriors? They had a good win.
Wait a minute.
Yep. They had a good win against Denver. Those uniform meshes messed my eyes up, but I watched the game anyway. The red and the yellow, I felt like it felt like I was in a trance. I don't know. But Steph, I like angry Steph. I like haircut Steph. Steph cut his hair. You can see when he gets mad and angry, he gets red. I like when Steph gets emotional. I like when he gets passionate. So, how are we feeling about most valuable Steph? How are we feeling about him?
How do I feel about him? And this is always going to be my argument. I don't care wins and loss. That's just me. I'm personal, not 100%. That knocks it great for me. What I mean by that is you take Steph off that team is horrible. You put Steph on that team, they are a playoff contending tournament team right now. They have made their way in where they would be at least in the playoff or the play-in tournament. So to me, that puts him automatically in the top 5. I also think Bradley Beal should be in the conversation. Because you take him off of that team is not that good. Yes, you got Westbrook, but Westbrook's also been traded around a few times because he's not that head honcho guy. He has to have his Batman for his Robin. I said it first. Sorry. No, probably not first. And then I also think, going to throw a curveball at you here, at least he deserves to be talked in this, is Julius Randle.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I saw that. He will most definitely get most improved. I mean, I don't.
Oh, yeah. I think that's hands down.
That's his award. But MVP, yeah.
I mean, I want to say the Knicks have won 9 in a row now. And it's all thanks to Julius Randle. I mean, it legit is. And he needs to deserve some talk. Like, he needs to at least be in the top 10 just so he gets said. I
got a hot take question for you. Does he deserve to be in over the top 5 over Luka Doncic? Think about it. His team, he has. I think the Mavericks have a better team around Luka.
I'm going to say this. Luka Doncic is one of my favorite players. Like, he is in slow motion and he does these great passes, does great. Like, it is just great to watch.
International flavor.
Yes. So love him. Before the season started, Dallas was probably going to be top 4 or 5 teams in this whole league, I would have said, like, as contendering. Might be a bit extreme. Okay, maybe the West. You rolled your eyes, so I'm going to say West now. The Knicks weren't even on this conversation. So listening to myself talk before you even asked me this question, you have to say Julius Randle actually deserves to be higher than him because he has his team ahead of Dallas. And he is the standalone reason that the Knicks are even this good.
Yeah, and Tom Thibodeau's done a hell of a job coaching. Excuse my language.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness. I think they have one of the best defenses in the league. I know the Lakers, I think, are top. But they have one of the top 3 defenses in the league. And nobody expected the Knicks to be this good. RJ Barrett is playing better. Emmanuel Quickley has come along really well as a rookie. And all those pieces just fit together with the Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
And I really like what Tom Thibodeau has done. Derrick Rose had a great game today. Julius Randle is a guy where I saw his potential a little bit in LA, and then he went to New Orleans, and I saw it in New Orleans. I said, he can be good. If you get a coach to unlock that, I think Julius Randle could be really good. I think he's probably going to make an all-NBA team.
Oh, yeah, he needs to.
I think he's probably going to be third team, but I think he's probably going to be an all-NBA player. He was an all-star this year. He will be most improved, and people are probably going to talk about him in the MVP conversation, especially if the Knicks can get a top 4 seed. Top 3 maybe, but the Bucks are winning, so I can't see them kind of sliding into that 3. It's probably going to be a little difficult. We look at the rankings in a minute. It's probably going to be just a tad bit difficult. But you take Steph off the Warriors, and they're
garbage.
Yeah, I think Kenny the Jet Smith said it the best. You take Steph off the Warriors, they're losing by 60. You put them on the Warriors, you put them back on that team, they could possibly win by 30. So there's such a drastic difference with him on the floor. The offense run through him. Steve Kerr trusts him. And I'm trying to figure out how he just runs around. I think Sports Science showed how much he runs around during the game, him and Clay, how many miles he runs in one game. It was ridiculous.
Really?
Yeah, they tracked him and showed that. But Draymond had a great game last night as well. Toscano, the hometown kid, played great. Kelly Oubre played great. Andrew Wiggins is playing great on the defensive end. So that team is kind of coming together. Now, I have a question. Steph is most valuable. We know that. Besides Steph, who is your most valuable player to their team besides Steph? Most valuable. Now you got to think about the pieces around all these teams. Who is the most valuable player to their team outside of Steph?
I mean, I would say Giannis. I would say Julius Randle, which we also said, or I said anyways. You just said ooh. Let's see here.
I do.
I mean, I'm going to say Dame, but CJ is wonderful. I think will always be a Robin, as I was saying earlier. Can he be a Batman? Yes, but he fits Robin very nice.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So that would be my only hiccup there. And Carmelo Anthony, I don't consider a Robin at all. It's Batwoman maybe, but with Reese Witherspoon, I think it was.
Oh, goodness. Movie references, guys. Movie references.
I don't think it's Reese now I said that. But anyways, I don't know. I want to hear your take on it.
Okay, you missed some people. I think Chris Paul is valuable. Very valuable. I think the GM's voting him.
But with Booker?
You see the difference he's made in that team with Booker?
Well, I mean, I agree. I 100% agree with that.
You take Chris Paul off their team and say you start Cameron Payne?
Well, I mean,
Cameron Payne's playing well, but he's no Chris Paul.
Right. But I feel like the Batman and Robin scenario there is pretty legit, though. I mean, they're a good 1-2 punch, or maybe even 1A, 1B.
But yeah, I'm thinking about value though, because a lot of people will say, well, Giannis has Chris Middleton as his, a lot of people will say that. Some people.
Right. But, and in that, Chris Middleton is nowhere near Devin Booker.
Well, people will argue with you too, but I'm not arguing that. I think, like we said last week. Like I said last week,
I need my water.
Devin Booker's in my top 5 in MVP, and he's a handsome man. We discussed that last week.
Booker.
We discussed that last week. Hey, how are you doing? It's a new follower of mine. It's on Twitter. I appreciate you, Daniel, for coming on the. My bad. I appreciate you, Daniel, for coming on the show. This is Count the Bucket, presented by the Unwrapped Sports Network. I hope you're watching on Twitter. I think he is watching on Twitter. Yes. Thank you, Daniel, so much. He does a lot of NBA content, WNBA content. So, Daniel, yes, I am going to DM you about something. I want to talk to you about something.
Hey, hit me up, man. Come follow me.
Oh, yeah, follow Michael, too, of course. He sees your name. He'll follow you. I'm not being selfish, guys. I'm not. If I was being selfish, I wouldn't even have Michael's name on the thing. I'm not a selfish
I mean, that's
person.
true.
But let's look at it. The Joker is valuable to that team. You don't think the Joker is valuable?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, you take the
Definitely.
Joker off Denver, and who they run their offense through?
Well, especially right now since
Jamal Murray.
is hurt.
Yeah.
Where'd my name go, Amber?
You're not funny, Michael. I promise you.
Wow.
My hands are nowhere near my computer.
Wow.
I don't know what you're talking about.
My goodness. But yes, definitely Joker as well. I hiccuped there and couldn't even speak because I was doing something. But yeah, Joker, especially right now in the situation that he has, definitely very valuable compared to the rest of his team. Although Michael Porter has played very well this year.
Yeah.
Definitely a lot better than what some people were going to expect of him. Luckily, I drafted him on my team. And I'm very happy about that. I knew it was make it or break it year for him, so I snuck him in on my draft. Yeah, so who else you got?
I got Chris Paul. I got the Joker. I'm going to throw a little curveball in here.
Don't say Jimmy Butler.
You're going to love this. I was going to say Jimmy.
I knew you was going to say Jimmy.
The Miami Heat look like a completely different team without Jimmy Butler.
I agree 100%. I mean, just look at the playoffs last season.
Oh, my God. Even this season, when Jimmy Butler is not playing, the Miami Heat do not look good.
My thing on them is they're all role players. Graded, they're all great players, but they're all role players that already have bought into the system, and Jimmy is flat out the glue on that team. Hey, Jimmy. Shout out, Jimmy, because we're best friends. But
yeah, you guys are pals. Did you get some of his big face coffee? Did you ever try it?
I have not. I'm sorry. I just actually started drinking coffee this year. I know it's crazy. 35 years old, just now starting to drink it. And that's because my
Michael.
kids.
We're getting seasoned, man. We're getting seasoned. We're well seasoned.
Seasoned, yes. I've got some gray in my beard. I don't like it, but
I plucked 2 gray hairs out of my head today.
Oh, listen, you are not supposed to do that. I have always heard that if you pluck a hair out, 3 grows back. Just letting you know.
Yeah, my grandma used to tell me that too. Yeah.
She's smart. I don't know if you popped this up, but I at least wanted to pop that up. Thank you.
You go ahead.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you.
Yeah.
While you talk, I'm going to check my Twitter out and make sure he did follow me here.
Daniel, I have a question. Are you related to Meta
Ron?
Meta? Do I call him Meta? I don't know what his name is these days. I think he's changed it so many times. I know him as Ron Artest because I was watching old school basketball. You know, Michael, we're at that age. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Are you related to him by any chance? I think he is.
And if you're not, you're still pretty cool. And thank you for commenting on here.
Of course, I'll be DMing him because I have some questions about one of my other shows I would like for him to go on to.
There you go.
But those are my valuable players around the league. Can you think of anybody else's value around the league?
You know, I really want to say Joel Embiid right now. I mean, with that team, you take that man off that team is horrible. Ben Simmons is good.
Yeah.
But he's still developing.
Yeah, they play a different style of basketball without him on the floor. I will say that because, you know, when he's on the floor, he's getting the ball, you know, on the post and doing his thing. Now, I will say this about Ben Simmons. When Joel Embiid was out, he was more aggressive on offense.
Yes.
They're going to need that. They're going to need that. And Tobias Harris was more aggressive. Danny Green was knocking down shots. You know, Shake Milton off the bench. Maxey, Thibault, Korkmaz. So, you know, when he doesn't play, when Joel Embiid doesn't play, Ben Simmons becomes a different person. I want to see Ben Simmons can be that aggressive with Joel Embiid on the floor. Yes, that's
now what I'm happy, very, very happy that you didn't say is LeBron James. I mean,
you can't. Well, he has AD now. I mean,
exactly.
You can't really say that. Like I couldn't say Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, or James Harden.
Right. I mean, you could if they're on any other team, but they're together.
Yeah, they're together. Now, do you think Bradley Beal is very valuable to the Wizards?
I do. I have him very valuable. That's why I even said MVP, like he should be in the talk. I mean, he's second in points only to Stephen Curry now, who is just like, I mean, he's like Drano completely. Like everything's going in. But I mean, you take him off of that team, you've got Westbrook. I mean, and we know Westbrook as the head man, how it goes down in OKC. I'm sorry.
Took that team to the playoffs in the West, though. I'm just saying.
I mean, Anthony Davis took a team to the playoffs in the West.
Yeah, but who had more around him, do you think? Wizards, baby. Time to give Russ that respect. Yeah, he's putting up crazy numbers. And I was going to flip that for you, Michael. I would say Russ is very valuable to the Wizards.
I agree, he is.
Because
really
without those numbers that Russ has been putting up, the Wizards aren't winning games. I think they're 7-0 right now.
Well, to me, it's almost – don't hold me to this comparison because it even irks me that I'm about to say it, but Westbrook joining that team's like the Chris Paul joining the Suns. Like they had their star player and they just added another star player that could help out. Now, Chris Paul, in a way, has taken over the star role because he's such a facilitator. Yeah. You don't get that with Westbrook. Now, you get triple-doubles with Westbrook, and his mentality is uncoachable or unattainable from some players as well. So you got to give preps to Russ on that, and I totally love that, and that he's 0. You got to rep to 0, even though I was double 0. So, yeah, Nick, I mean, I'm not totally hating Russ. I just don't think Russ will ever win a championship unless he does what James Harden did, because I feel the same about James Harden.
It's hard to lead a team to a championship, though. That is very difficult to do.
I mean, I agree.
Especially in this day and age where everybody's teaming up. I mean, that is hard.
Can we just talk about that a second? How do you like the teaming up?
I don't like it at all.
Okay, thank you. Is it because we're seasoned on that?
I think it's because we've watched a different brand of basketball.
Like, I love what Reggie Miller said.
Oh,
Granted,
yeah.
I cannot quote it, but
I can't either.
But he said if Michael Lawson paraphrase, if Michael Jordan asked him to join his team, he would have said no, very delicately, with a lot of words in between, very respectfully.
We know Reggie Miller is one of the best trash talkers in the NBA, so we will not repeat what he said.
Yes, he said, I will pray about it and get back with you. And it turned out that the Lord was telling him no. So we know that is exactly not what happened. But and you don't get rivals. Like there is one rival right now this year, and it is Lakers and the Nets. And it's not even a rival, but that's what we're all waiting for. Like it's not even a rival game, but everybody's like, oh, this is what it's going to be. This is what it's going to be. Can't wait for this.
And if it's not that, if it's not the Nets and the Lakers in the finals, how will people receive that? I wonder.
I mean, will they even watch, because that's what we expected. Like the ratings will probably be horrible. Now, if it's the Clippers, it's still somewhat LA. I think it'll still be good. But if it were the 76ers and Clippers, I mean, that'd about make you turn your nose up.
And they have the same colors too, so that mesh is going to be very different.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I think Steph's most valuable this year. I think if the Warriors, for me, winning matters. And I think if the Warriors, because the Warriors are fighting to stay in that playing game because the Spurs are winning. Let me look at the Spurs score real quick. They've been winning, and it's been kind of difficult for, they won tonight. They beat the Pelicans tonight. So we're going to look at those. Yeah, they're just, I don't know what to say. I think Zion will be in New York before long. You heard it here first. Ooh. So it's, for me, in order for Steph to probably finish in the top 5, I think he probably will. I think that the Warriors will probably have to win and get in that playoff. I think they will be the 8th. Well, if they're 10, they will be the 8th seed, right? Mm-hmm. Because they have to win 2 games.
Yes, the 8-9 can only be the 8th.
Okay.
The 7 and 8th will be either 7th, or they have a chance to be the 8th if they lose that first round.
Okay. So the 9-10 only has a chance to be the 8th, right? Mm-hmm. The 9-10? Okay. So if Steph gets his team in the playoffs, I think they're probably going to put him in the top 3, maybe top 3. I really think that.
Have you looked at the list any? Because I think they just updated it yesterday. Steph spoke, and now it's into play. So I'm going to read it off to you here. After right. Steph says, "Hey, I should be MVP."
Yeah.
He instantly jumps from 9th last week to 5th this week.
Well, he's been on a tear too. I mean, But LeBron said, "Can we get the Michael Jordan documentary? Because we're all bored." And what did ESPN do? They dropped the documentary. I mean, social media has power. I'm just saying. So, Joker's number 1, Embiid is number 2, Giannis is number 3 because I cannot even try to say his last name, and of course, Amber will flow it off like ease right now. Antetokounmpo.
See. Luka is number 4. Steph is number 5. Now, here's what I even thought was interesting. They went into 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Mm-hmm.
Dame 6, Kawhi 7, LeBron James 8, who hasn't even been playing. 9 is Chris Paul. 10 is Rudy Gobert. My goodness. And that one stumps me because
ahead of Donovan Mitchell?
Yeah, that's my point. Yeah, like so I had to look and it's like, and 5 more, they got James Harden, Donovan Mitchell, Devin Booker, Kyrie Irving, and Jimmy Butler. And I sit there like, how do you have Gobert ahead of Mitchell?
How do you have Gobert ahead of Devin Booker? I just
and James Harden
and
Kyrie Irving and Jimmy Butler.
Now, Nick just said Randle should be top 5. We've talked about that. He would most definitely win Most Improved. I think Randle could possibly finish top 5. I think him and Steph can sneak in there with Giannis, Joel, and the Joker.
They don't even have him on this list though. Julius Randle is not even in the top 15.
That's disrespectful. The 2 most surprising teams this year, we can all agree. What 3 most surprising teams this year, we can all agree.
Utah Jazz,
Phoenix Suns, and New York Knicks.
Suns and New York Knicks. One is 1, the other is 2, and the other is like 6 maybe.
Yeah, they're 4. Are they 5 now, or 5th, or 4th, or 5th?
They've been moving up with their 9-game streak they got going on here for sure.
We'll look at the schedule, guys. We're gonna look at all of that, but they have to be the most.
They're 4th in the East.
That's what I thought, because I know the Hawks were hot too.
Mm-hmm. But they're 9th in the whole league.
They have to be the 3 most disrespected teams in the league, right? We get Dallas on TV every other night. We just saw Dallas and the Lakers play, right? The Knicks beat Dallas. I saw that. Why are we getting the same teams on TV? I will keep saying that till I can pluck another gray hair out. It doesn't make any sense. Why isn't Utah on TV more? Phoenix, Suns, Hornets, the Hawks.
As soon as I sent you the message about this new Avenger or Marvel's game, which I think is going to be cool, and we're going to talk about it a little bit. Did you see whose game it was?
I didn't see. Who was it?
I have to go back and look at it because it was almost comical for me when I seen it. Let me find it just so I quote it right.
NBA, please, could you put some different teams on TV? Could you at least do that? Can we put some different teams on TV? Go ahead.
The game is the Pelicans and Golden State. Like, I feel like, because we talked about this last week. This is why it was comical to me, because we're like, why are we even getting this game? Then it's like, ooh, maybe Amber is putting out great content. And we've got to say Marvel game so it makes sense. Like, it's like, oh, yeah. So people are starting to figure us out. We just like to play the Pelicans because we own them. So they suck. So let's make it something Avengers so people want to watch this. Although I'm so doped about this, I can't wait to watch it. It's going to be so cool.
I might watch it. I might not. I'm going to tell you why. The Pelicans are not making the playoffs. See, I get what they're trying to do. They're forcing Zion upon us. Quit.
Yes.
His team is not making the playoffs. ESPN, TNT, ABC. They're not making the playoffs. Quit putting them on TV. You've put them on TV enough. I remember the first half of the season, all I saw was the Pelicans, it seemed like, on TV. No Phoenix Suns, no Utah. The Hawks, the Hornets. Those teams are fun to watch. We finally get the Hornets tomorrow against Boston.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Give me some, Michael. Give me some.
I was sweating it there for a second. I was like, oh, man, he really ain't going to follow me.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So.
I'm good. He just DM'd me, too. Hey, thank you.
Oh.
All right.
Pause. Show's done, guys. Hold up. We've got to get this.
Hold up. But, Michael, what I don't understand is I might watch the game because I want to see Steph go bonkers against the Pelicans' horrible defense.
Yes.
I want to see Zion catch some lobs. But
he's going to have 50.
Yeah. Other than that, I just – it's a hard watch for me, Michael. That game is a hard watch. Both teams are fun, but one team is fighting for their play-in game, and you got Steph, and another team is just not even in the picture. If that's the case, put Sacramento Kings on TV because I love watching De'Aaron Fox play.
Oh, my goodness. He is so fast.
He is good. So entertaining.
Oh, which Kentucky.
Yeah, you're Kentucky people. They are killing it in NBA.
All I can think of, and I feel like it's going to be like the NFL, where they did the SpongeBob kind of game, how they did that, where it's different things going on.
Nickelodeon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Nickelodeon. That's what I kind of feel like, because it's not going to be on ESPN. It's going to be on like ESPN2, Deportes, if I say that right.
Yeah,
and look at me.
Yes.
Listen, at work, there's a lady who's actually from the Dominican Republic that works here in Harlan. And again, you've researched Harlan, so why she moved here. But she used to live in Seattle. She used to live in New York, and then she ended up in Harlan.
How in the sweet baby Jesus did she end up in Harlan?
Well, to be honest with you, she was trying to do stuff serving sweet baby Jesus. So that's how she ended up here, and now she's working here as well. But every time I walk in, she's like, "Hello, Michael," has this little Spanish accent going with her English, and I try to talk Spanish with her, and my vocabulary is starting to come around, let me tell you. So I'm trying.
Bilingual Michael, here we come.
Let's see here. Mucho dinero, mucho problemo. Mm-hmm.
What?
Yep.
You heard
more money, more problems.
You heard it here first. I'll count the bucket. Yeah, Michael, I love it. But I really want to see how it's going to look. The Avengers game is going to look. I have a 4K TV with a 4K Fire Stick, so maybe it'll look better on my TV.
8K? Yeah.
I wish. I just didn't want to spend that much money on no TV. I said, I can do something else with that money. I saw it, looked at it, said hello to it, rubbed it a couple times, put my ear to it, looked at the price, and said, no, thank you.
Understand.
No, thank you.
But in my vision of this game, like, I hope it's delayed a little bit because, we did watch the Nickelodeon game. I know you watched it because you kind of halfway take credit for that game. But
my mentor was a part of putting it together.
So I'm hoping there's a little delay where they can add some like CGI or something like that. I can't remember what the computer graphics. Maybe that is it. But I want to see like it be like a 30-second delay. So if there's a lob, they can instantly have like a little input to where like somebody does a big dunk on that. They got like the Thor hammer coming down and it does a big slam. Yeah. I think that would be awesome. Or like a Fox take off on a breakaway, switching somehow to where it looks like Fast or Flash is taking off and doing the layup. Mm-hmm. I think that would be pretty awesome. A big block comes on, all of a sudden it like turns into Hulk. Smash. Sorry.
I wonder when Steph is raining threes on that Pelicans defense, what kind of Avenger not Avenger, but what kind of Marvel character
Deadeye.
would he be?
It would have to be Deadeye.
But they're going to have to use somebody else because he's going to hit a lot of threes. They're going to have to mix it up.
That's true.
Have to mix it up. They're going to have to give him different characters.
Avengers.
Oh,
Avengers.
yes. Oh, Avengers. Yes. I just watched the Mortal Kombat movie, and now I want to see if I can find a Sega Genesis so I can play.
Ooh, I actually have one.
Really?
I actually have one, yes.
Now, will it work on these new TVs? I don't think it'll work on these new TVs.
As long as it has the yellow and red and white adapters in the back.
I don't know if mine. Do they have those on new TVs? I know the PS5 you had to have, if you didn't have a certain TV, you had to have a special plug for the PS5 to work. Yeah. So that's interesting. But I'm excited, Michael. I'm excited. Okay. Are you excited?
For what? The Marvel or Sega Genesis? I'm sorry. I went old school here. I was pumped about that. I was like, you really got me pumped up.
Yes.
Toe Jam and Earl. Please tell me you know what Toe Jam and Earl is.
Yes, I do. Michael, Sonic the Hedgehog, all of that, Michael. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mortal Kombat. Get over here.
Get over here.
Finish him. Guys, we're reliving our childhood. You know what I mean?
We're geeking out right now. We are geeking out.
I watched the Mortal Kombat movie today. I finished it, and I said, you know what, Amber? I'm going to try to find me a Sega Genesis just so I can plug it in and get that in 4K. Just imagine fighting with Sub-Zero and Scorpion in 4K.
Who is your favorite Mortal Kombat character?
It was probably Scorpion.
He was my favorite to use on the game back in the old days when Mom didn't know we were playing it because it had blood on it and it was too gory. Like you could do the little cheat code or whatever to make the blood go away. Like we did that. But my favorite character is Sub-Zero, and I love the commercial where it has that guy hit him and the blood comes out and he freezes it and stabs him. Like that was like, oh my goodness, let's go! I'm ready to watch it.
But I like Sub-Zero as well. Then you watch the movie and you see how such a bad guy Sub-Zero was. Really? But you gotta watch the movie. I'm sorry, Michael. You gotta watch the movie. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, they're all kind of bad people. They're going to kill each other in fights.
Pretty much. But the Scorpion, they went to the backstory of how it all originated and how the Scorpion became Scorpion and how Sub-Zero became Sub-Zero. It's very interesting to see. But Scorpion was always my favorite character. Always. And I like Sonya Blade too. You know, I had to give me some Sonya Blade.
You got to. Yeah.
You got to. So that was my favorite character. Guys, I know we're talking about
we're way off subject, but
this is what we do on Captain Bucket. You guys know that by now. Switching gears. Do we want to look at the schedules? I mean the
standings.
Yeah. Oh goodness, Amber. The seedings.
We're on that. We reminds each other. Reminds each other.
Okay, I got it pulled. I'm gonna share my screen in a minute. I'm not being selfish.
Don't be selfish.
I'm not gonna do it.
Shout out the computer that Amber's using. Thank you.
I'm trying my best here. How does Dallas have the lead? Oh my goodness. Get it together, Lakers. Get it together. All right, here we go. Here are the standings. Okay, now I'm gonna share. Hope it didn't go away, Michael. I really do.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, here we go. We're good. We're good to go. All right.
There we go.
Let's
enlarge this.
Can you see it now, Michael?
Oh, good. Brooklyn has taken over number one now.
Yep, they sure have. I think these three will stay the same. Like I said before, I think they'll shuffle. But look at the Knicks. I think they're too far back from the Bucks to catch the Bucks. But the way the Knicks have been playing, you never know. They're 9-1 in their last 10. So
and they're on a 9-winning streak. So
yeah,
but you know, the 76ers have lost 4 in a row. There's a chance that the Bucks could take them.
Yeah, I could see that. Brooklyn, I don't know. They play Phoenix tomorrow, and Kevin Durant is questionable. So we'll
for the next 3 days or 3 games. I've seen something with the number 3 in it. I can't remember. Something about a hamstring, is it?
Well, that's James Harden with the hammy. Kevin Durant did something else. I don't know what Kevin Durant's situation is, but they said he's questionable. I think he plays against Phoenix. I think that he might do that. That could be a potential finals preview, maybe, possibly. But look what the Wizards did, and I said it on Count the Bucket last week, Michael. I said the Wizards could potentially take their 10th spot with Zach LaVine out, and they are already a game and a half ahead of the Bulls. And they're probably going to try to catch the Pacers. The Pacers have been struggling here of late, but what you thinking here, Michael? What you thinking?
Washington is 9-1 in the last 10. I mean, they're hot right now. But their differential is a -3. But, you know, that doesn't matter as long as you're winning your games. I could easily see how, like we talked about, Washington's got a chip on their shoulder. I could see them almost coming up to number 8. I don't think they'll be 8th place, but I could see them making a push for it. Charlotte, they're on a downslope right now. I'm just because of the last 10, 4 of 6. So, I mean, they're a losing record of the past 10 games. And I feel like the youth on that team can hurt them as it gets closer to this crunch time. But I'm in love with Hornets. I was really hoping that they get Drummond, but it is what it is. I hope Wizards make the playoffs, not just to play in. I want them to make it because I think Russell Westbrook will have a chip on his shoulder big time. And Bill not being in the conversation. Like, seriously, do you think Bill should be in the top 5 or at least the top 10 of the MVP?
Top 10, yeah, because it seems like they don't care about wins. So top 10, yes. Yes, he should.
So, I mean, they're not even having him in on that. So I just think both of them's going to have a chip on their shoulder and they're just going to really play out.
I think these top 10 stay put. Now, I think 4, 5, 6 could shuffle. Well, I think they could all shuffle. I think 1, 2, and 3 stay the same, just like in the West. I think that stays the same. But the Knicks at that 4 intrigues me. It intrigues me because they would play the Hawks if the season ended today. They play the Hawks. That's interesting. Trae Young's been out. Clint Capella's been out, but they've been playing well. The Hawks have been playing well. Shout out to Nate McMillan.
There's a shout out.
Yep. I got to give a couple of them each show. That intrigues me, Michael. That 4-5 intrigues me in the East, and that 4-5 intrigues me in the West. We know what the West 4-5 looks like, but that's 2 young teams there. We're gonna have some new blood in the playoffs this year. That's
Oh
new
yeah,
blood.
definitely. Definitely.
And I love it, Michael. I love it. Now, let's go to the
I
West.
really
Go
I
ahead. Go
really
ahead.
hope that Miami can get that 6th spot and Celtics drop down to that 7, because that just makes me sad that my Heat's not in there. But Celtics is such a franchise that for the sport of America, we need Celtics in the playoffs.
Yeah, we do. And if Miami can somehow figure it out and get that 6th spot and play Milwaukee in the first round, like I said, they could easily upset Milwaukee.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I wouldn't really call that an upset. That's just myself. I love the Heat. I love the Heat, and the matchup that they have with the Bucks, I think is just nice.
Yeah, it works out perfectly for them if they could get that 6th spot. If I'm the Bucks, I'm trying to get that 2 spot.
Yes.
If I'm the Bucks, because I do not want to play the Heat because we know how that goes, and you just never know. I think Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook will have a fun-filled playoff. That's going to be fun. Whoever they play, if they make it into the playoffs, that'll be fun for me to watch. That'll be very fun for me to watch. So that is the East. What about the West, Michael? What are we seeing in the West?
I see the Clippers starting to come around towards the end of the season here, 9-1 in the last 10.
Rondo.
And we've talked about that. That's going to be sweet for them. The Nuggets, I really felt like would fall back some, but I think with the injuries with the Lakers and just the struggle with the Mavericks, I think they'll stay at 4 for the rest of the season. Joker is number 1 right now, MVP for a reason.
Yeah.
So I think 1 through 4 is solid. I don't think the Lakers will move up to 4, even when LeBron comes back. I think that this will be a rest for AD and LeBron all the way through. I would even venture to say I think there's 15, 17 games left, somewhere around there. I would say they may play 5 games together for the rest of the season.
Possibility. Strong possibility.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here. How many games back? Man, we could even get Dallas in the number 7 spot.
I think Dallas, Memphis, and Portland are all interchangeable. Ooh, and the Spurs. Well, no, I'm going to say Dallas, Memphis, Spurs won tonight. Dallas, Memphis, that 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is kind of interchangeable, I think. I think it'd be some movement going on a little bit.
What's crazy is there's only 2-game difference from 6 to 10 in the winning column. I have to throw that out there. So, I mean, yeah.
Ooh, Michael, that's going to be fun. Can the Warriors get that 6th spot? Could they get that 6th spot?
Didn't we say they had a pretty easy road?
Yeah, they do. Dallas does too, but Dallas has blundered a couple of games. They're not supposed to blunder, but they do have an easy road. They have an easier road than Portland, I believe.
I think Portland was pretty tough.
Yeah, it's one of the toughest in the league. It's one of the toughest in the league. So in Dallas, looks like they're going to win this game against the Lakers. Luka just hit a deep 3 against
Luka.
He been complaining a lot. He's been getting hit with a lot of technicals. The Anthony Davis. Oh, nope, he didn't. Let's look at the Warriors schedule. And then I want to look at, I think we did this last time, but we're going to do it again for all of our viewers. Because I really think the Golden State could possibly get that 60. If they get that 60, Michael, Steph Curry's going to have.
Give him the trophy.
He's going to have those votes, baby. Sacramento, Dallas, Minnesota. Both of these teams have already been eliminated. New Orleans, Oklahoma City. Oh, my goodness. Yeah.
I mean.
Because that Utah game. Yeah, that Utah game, I think they might have that 1 seed wrapped up. I think. Maybe.
I mean, they could win 9-10 games easily.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Now, I wasn't expecting this Washington L, and I wasn't expecting this Celtics L either.
No.
But they've won.
I think there's 11 games left. Okay. I was thinking there's about 15. For them, anyways. There's 11 games there. It looked like 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, maybe 12. So, yeah, I think they could easily go 9 out of 12 here. And that's just giving them the Memphis game losing or even losing to Phoenix. But like we said last time, that Utah-Phoenix down to the last 5 games of the season, they may be resting some players if there's no way they could fall back. So, I mean, they could really – what if they went on a big run right here and went 12 of 12?
That would be, I wouldn't be shocked if it happened.
If they go 12 of 12, give Steph the trophy and just go ahead and make him the logo.
Yeah, that's a possibility. I think that's a huge possibility. But I think Memphis is going to be fighting, and that's going to be a very, very difficult game.
Can we go to their schedule, Memphis? Because I
yeah.
think that's going to be really a big key.
Yeah. Because Memphis beat Portland the other night. I mean, Ja Morant had 33 and 13, I believe, and he went bonkers. And they got Portland again, Denver, Portland again, Orlando, the hottest team in the league, Minnesota, Detroit, Toronto, New Orleans, Dallas.
So it's definitely a lot tougher teams.
Yeah,
there's still some weak ones.
Yeah, there's some weak ones, but I think Golden State's schedule is a little bit more favorable.
Yeah, like to me, Memphis has to win Portland,
New York.
Wasn't there? I thought I seen Dallas. Oh yes, Dallas and Golden State. They have to win those games. Like that's the tough games that they have to win. Obviously, they can't lose any of their games that they should, like the Minnesota, Detroit, and the 2 Sacramentos. Like they have to win those games, of course. But I'm giving them those. Like these are the games they have to come up and try to say, hey, no matter what, we have to take the 2 Portland games.
Let's look at the back-to-backs, though, Michael. Back-to-back with Portland and Denver. Tough. Back-to-back with Minnesota and Detroit. And then they have another back-to-back with Sacramento and Sacramento. That is – no, they got – wait a minute. Oh, my. Back-to-back. And then they have a rest day. And then another back-to-back
rest.
Shucks.
Yeah, that's what it's even like the Portland and Denver. It's back-to-back rest 1, Portland again.
Yeah, that's tough. How do they do that? That's why we had so many injuries. So what you thinking, Michael? I think Memphis is going to stay. Ooh, let's look at the standings, Mike. Let's look at the standings. Let's do that, shall we?
We shall.
It's going to be tough to kind of gauge because, I had Dallas going 16-5, and they just completely blundered that. Although I think they're going to win this game. But come on, computer, what are you doing? Michael bragged about you. Now you want to act up. I just don't understand.
Shout out ESPN for having such a great website.
Oh my goodness! All right,
now it's getting deep.
I think Portland.
Memphis are in 8.
Yeah, they could slip down. They could move past Portland because Portland's schedule is so difficult. Oh my goodness, it's a gauntlet, and Dallas is going to win this one. So
looking at the schedule right now, here's my hard pick or a hard take on this. I think it's going to be Golden State at 7, Memphis at 8, Portland at 9, and San Antonio at 10.
Yeah, but the San Antonio Spurs keep winning. So
they do.
They keep winning.
That's all they do. No matter what,
they're winning.
And then their hands stay there, and then they stay there, and then they stay there.
Man, it's just so dicey, Michael. It's so dicey. But I'm telling you this right now. You've heard it first on Count the Bucket from me and Michael. From Michael and I, excuse me. If Golden State gets that 6 seed, Steph Curry will probably be top 3 in MVP voting. I promise you he will.
If not top 2.
If not top 2. Now, the Joker and Joel Embiid will have to have a huge fall off, which I don't see that happening.
No.
But if he somehow finds a way to get Golden State that 6 seed, I'm telling you it's going to happen. And I don't mind it happening. If he finds a way to get them that 6 seed, I don't mind it happening. I don't.
Now, I'm going to say this. Here's my devil's advocate a little bit here, because this is a league now that we praise points scored. As Stephen Curry, we talk about scoring 30 points, and we're so excited about that. Can you click on Golden State's schedule where we can see some of the scores, please? I wish I could control your screen. Man, that's dumb that I can't. So let's see here. It's got it right there, don't it?
Yep. You see
Go on down towards the bottom if you don't care. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry for your eyes, Michael. Sorry.
That's okay. Let's see there. Denver, 118, 118. I'm sorry, 114, 107, 114, 119, 147. Like, I feel like we praise points, but I was thinking about this the other day. Like we were talking about Stephen having like 3 games in a row where he had 30 points, but they're scoring over 110 points every game almost. Like that's not really that great of a feat now, scoring so many points, because that's what we're doing. I feel like we almost need to take some points off of scoring points, if that makes sense, some ratings off of that. Am I just being old on this? Because if somebody scores 50 points, we think, I mean, I think even Kobe Bryant had his 61 points. That was phenomenal. But if it was in today's time, we're scoring 122 points. Obviously, it's half the points, and yes, it's great. But we're scoring so many points now that the more points we score, I feel like is not that big of a deal anymore. Do you agree, or am I just being old-fashioned on this?
The game's changed. The game has definitely changed. The rules have changed, and they cater to the offense a lot more.
And which is fun. It's exciting. That's what we want to see. But I feel like we shouldn't be praising people for scoring 26 points or 30 points because – well, the team is all scoring 140-some points in one game.
But here's the deal, Michael. Guess what you were brought in the NBA to do? Guess why you got drafted? Because you can't score, right?
Because you can score.
Yeah, so it's people want to see points. Like in football, they're slinging the ball around like crazy. That's why running backs are really pretty much, they have 2 running backs in every backfield right now in football because of A, they're slinging the ball around, and B, running backs aren't getting that work like they used to get in the 90s. In the 90s, they're carrying the ball 30 times a game. You got 1 running back. Now you have 2 running backs, but now you having quarterbacks throw for 5,000 yards in a season. So the game's changing and things are changing. The game is more fast paced. Now I will say it's a lot softer than it was back then, but they're catering towards the offenses now.
Right.
Everything is catered towards the offense. Even in football, you're catered toward the offense. I don't know how it is in baseball. I don't know if they're catering towards the hitters or the pitchers more in baseball.
It's home runs. So it's definitely offense.
Okay. So everything is changing. Every major sport is having that transition in. People want to see goals. People want to see home runs. People want to see dunks and 3-pointers. People want to see touchdowns from a 50-yard bomb. I mean, that's just how it's been going in sports. So somebody averaging 30 points a game. We have 3 people or 2 or 3 people in the league right now averaging 30, with Steph and Bradley Beal. That's the norm. I mean, it's normal. Now, Steph Curry going on this run is Kobe Bryant went on these runs. Michael Jordan went on these runs. So, but he's doing it. He's a smaller guy, right? And he's doing it with the 3 ball as well. He's doing it with the 3 ball. So he has revolutionized the game of basketball, in my opinion. I guess
what I'm saying is 30 points scoring in a game now is almost like a player scoring 20 points in a decade ago. So I guess I feel like we see these high points. We're like, oh, wow, that's great. But this is what I would say that is outstanding before you go away here, if you don't care, is of the last 14 games here, I think I counted right in the smalls with my big eyes. 12 games, Curry has been the leading scorer. That's pretty phenomenal. I mean, all the way back from March 29th, he has all but 2 high scoring for his team. That's pretty nice for over a month, almost. What's here? April? What is almost a month in? I'm sorry. So yeah, that's nice. I mean, that you have to give credit to.
Oh yeah, and he's doing it with not very much around him like he's used to having. The system Steve Kerr is running has changed just a little bit, but not much. He's quite stubborn, but it runs through Steph. Steph is that offense. So just think about, like I said before, how many miles he's running in a game, just moving and cutting without the basketball. Kids, if you want to watch how to move without the basketball, watch Richard Hamilton, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson. They move exceptionally well without the basketball in their hands. Richard Hamilton was coming off screens like crazy. Ray Allen. Now, early in his career, Ray Allen was putting people in posters, but the kids don't remember that. They don't remember his Bucks days and his Supersonic days. I
don't remember that.
Man, I remember that. I think I had a Bucks jersey, a Ray Allen's Bucks jersey. Yeah. Ooh, throwback, vintage.
I might have had a Jamal Mashburn.
What? Jamal Mashburn. Man,
Kentucky.
Yeah, he's Kentucky, of course. Yeah. But the way that these players like Steph, Richard Hamilton, Ray Allen, Klay Thompson move without the basketball is beautiful to watch.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful to watch. They get to their spots and they know, okay, I'm gonna knock this shot down. You can kind of look in their eyes and say, yeah, I'm gonna knock this shot down. Even Reggie Miller moved great without the basketball as well. I didn't want to leave him out of that. But these are all great shooters. Yeah, shout out to you, Reggie. These are all great shooters. So kids, if you're watching a game of basketball, it's not what Steph is doing shooting the threes. It's what he's doing to prepare to shoot that three. It's
to get open for the three.
Yes, the footwork is phenomenal. It's phenomenal. And you know, I love it. It's beautiful. Chef's kiss. Whew. All right, Michael. Have we touched on everything? Do you have anything to say about what happened, this tragedy that happened this week?
No, we're not. What? Oh, are you talking about Kentucky ball player? I have no idea what you're talking.
There's so much that's happened. Oh my!
I was like, no, I don't know what we're talking about. But yes, you know, all I want to say, and what she's talking about here is the Clark, the boy that actually played for Kentucky, that Terrence Clark, that was actually, from what I've heard, I haven't heard too much of the information, just that him and BJ Boston apparently had just left a practice facility, it just at a gym. I don't know if it's a basketball gym or workout or something. And apparently he was speeding excessively in a very low speed limit. Rumor was, what I've heard, so don't quote me on this, is like a 40-mile-per-hour speed limit. He was going 80. Ooh. So he wrecked, and of course he lost his life on that. If I could just say anything, guys, life is short. Don't ever leave home without telling your loved ones that you actually care about them and love them, because you never know when the time's going to come. And we are not immortal. I mean, we are fragile human beings, and guys, just don't take life for granted on that. Calipari put out a really great little letter that he sent out. Hopefully everybody got your chance to read that. If not, go read it. A lot of people this year, Kentucky fans, hated Calipari just because we had a horrible season this year. But Calipari really cares about his kids. I actually feel like he cares about his kids more than a championship, which is probably how he should be doing as a coach. So UK fans, back off of him. Shout out Big Blue Nation, now that you all hate me. So, again, with that, guys, that's the only thing I really got to say about it, Amber. Is just, you know, life is short. Life is precious. Kiss your loved ones, and don't let any stones go unturned without saying goodbye first.
Now, he did sign with Clutch Sports, so Rich Paul put out a tweet as well. And he said he and Calipari couldn't even breathe to talk to Calipari. Calipari couldn't breathe either because the emotions were running so high. He was going to be a first-round draft pick. A lot of mocks, I think, had him in the first round. So you go from, you know, being a part of the Clutch family to
on top of the world
to losing your life just like that. And prayers to his family. Oh my goodness. And I believe they should do something in the draft for him, like they did for Isaiah. What's his last name? He played at Baylor. And he had some type of illness, and they did something in the draft for him. So I think they should do something in the draft for him and his family. But that's tough. I saw the news, and I'm like, what happened? And somebody DM'd me. He's like, did you hear about what happened to Mr. Clark? And I was like, no, because I was going to do a draft profile on him. I was going to, you know, look at some of his highlights and things like that, because I'm getting ready to gear into, you know, who's declaring, who's not, even though the draft's not until July. I was like, what happened to him? And I got on Twitter, and I was like, no. And then I thought BJ Boston had lost his life as well, but they said that he was okay. He went to the hospital. I said, what happened? But they didn't release what happened for a while. No, they kind of held that back a little bit. And
all I've heard is just he wrecked while he was speeding. I don't even know as far as like what he hit or if he hit any other cars. It's just that's all that's really been released around here anyways. It's just he wrecked.
Yeah, that's tough. So prayers to your family.
Yes.
Mr. Clark
family.
Yeah, that's tough. I just the love the NBA showed, and he was from Boston, and they loved him in Boston. He used to go to Boston Celtics games. So the Boston
even Brad Stevens did something for him too.
Yeah, the Boston players were talking about him, and then of course the Kentucky players were talking about him. Guys that went to camp with him because he's one of the top high school players in the nation talked about him. All the love and support that his family has gotten in his time of need. Now, just continue that. Let's continue to support the family even after he goes home. So Spicy Queso was going on. It was just tough. It was tough to see that on Twitter. It's just so much sadness going on, Michael. And I'm just like, dang, what do I talk about today? Like, how do I address certain things and topics? It's very tough.
Yeah. Again, it's just, we're very fragile, very more fragile than what we really think that we are. And it just, anytime there's a loss of a soul, it bothers me, especially when it's a child. I know he was, I want to say 19 or 21, I believe he was. He's still so young. I look back now and think when I was 23 and actually got married at that age, and I was like, man, I was young then. So I hate it that a young man is going to went way too early in his life, doesn't get to experience things in life. But at the same time, I just try to think it could happen to me at any time. And the sadness that goes through it to be gone, it really sucks.
Yeah, Spicy Queso said it was definitely tough to hear about the news. To hear the news about Clark. Yeah, it was tough, especially with everything else been going on in the world. Like every time I get on Twitter, I see somebody dying, somebody getting shot. I'm like, you know what, Twitter? I'm over it. I'm over everything. I want to take a social media cleanse, but I can't quite do that because it's kind of what I do. It's difficult. But
we need some good news. We need some happy news.
We do. What have you had any positive news this week? Michael?
It's not. No, never mind. My dog got fixed. I'm happy about that. So there's not going to be any other baby dogs running around the house. So that's great news.
That's great news.
You got to find the joys in the small things. Okay.
Okay. Any good news for me this week? I applied for jobs. Yay! I got a great facial today.
Congratulations! My wife. My birthday was earlier this month, and she got myself this the massage thing that you see, like there's boom, 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 boom. We absolutely love that. It is a great investment. So any of you all that work out or just getting old like myself, it definitely works out the back pains.
Yes. Let's see what Spicy Queso said before we end the show. He said, "How worried should the Lakers be in their standings in the West? I think they're going to stay 5. Now the Mavs could catch them at 6, but I think they're going to stay 5. Okay, I think they stay 5. Mavs are half a game.
I think they'll stay 5.
I think they. Yeah. I think their first round matchup is set with them in Denver. I think that 4-5 is set. Yeah. How do you feel about the Lakers, Matt? Spicy Queso. I can't even call him Matt. Spicy Queso.
Yeah, I have to call him Cheese.
How do you feel about the Lakers? I really like. I think the playoffs are going to be fun. I don't like the injuries. I really just dislike them. They can kiss my patootie at this point. I feel slightly concerned. Is it because of health? And then we'll do our promos. Is it because of health that you feel slightly concerned?
That would be my biggest concern, is if they'll actually ever be 100%. Honestly, the only team that I would see that would actually move them out of the 5th spot would be the Warriors.
Ooh, we high on the Warriors?
Well, I mean, just because that weak schedule that they have. I mean, Trailblazers, the Grizzlies are going to be fighting right at that 8th spot. Trailblazers got the toughest schedule that we just looked at, so they're not going to be moving too far up. The Mavericks, they play to their competition, I really feel like. If they play the number 1 team, they're going to be the number 1 team of themselves. They play the last place, somehow they blow it. So I feel like Mavericks will go probably 500 from here on out. So I feel like the Mavericks will move down. And I really feel like the Warriors could come out to that 6th spot by the end of the season.
Wow. How do I feel about the Mavs? The Mavs are a tricky team to me. But the Lakers, to me, that 4-5 with Denver, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. And you got their Charles Barkley, I guarantee it. You know what, Matt? I'm not mad at that, Matt. I'm not mad at that. If they're fully healthy, I think they can come out the West. Mm-hmm. But I think this is going to be my hot take, and I'm going to be done with it, Michael. I think we're going to have some surprises this year.
So you don't think it's going to be an LA Nets.
I'm going to say this. I'll say this.
What are you going to say?
The Nets role players are better than the Lakers role players because look what the Nets have been doing.
The Nets role players aren't really role players. The role players are pretty much saying, hey, you all do your thing, and I know this is all I'm going to be doing. Like,
but they understand that. You know
right,
what I mean?
that's what I'm saying.
Scary.
Like,
that's scary.
That's what I'm saying. I almost feel like the role players are advanced mentally. Like, it's not like, hey, I got to shoot this. I got to shoot this. This is what I'm supposed to do. It's like, I know I'm going to stay out of your way. Let you do your thing. And when you need me, I'm here to shoot the shot. You know, I feel like there's a difference on that. When you got the Kuzma, who we still don't know who he is, who is still trying to be a superstar, but all he needs to be is a role player. He's going to be doing too much and getting in his head and like, man, I missed that shot. I've got to make it, you know, and he's going to get in those things. But they're defending championships, so they should be fine.
They should be fine, but that health worries me for the Lakers. It does. And
who are you more worried about being unhealthy? And I know you're going to say AD with his Achilles, but who would you rather be 100% healthy out of the two?
LeBron, because you got Drummond now. So I'd rather LeBron be healthy because you have Drummond. I would probably still say LeBron if it was AD, but I think LeBron brings a different aspect, right? He brings a different aspect because he does so much. Now, on the defensive end, AD is guarding 1 through 5 pretty much. LeBron will too, but AD does it a little bit more than LeBron does.
More efficient, but
he's
definitely
younger. You know, he's younger, so LeBron kind of lets him do his thing. He's a great rim protector. They got Andre Drummond now, so it's kind of like, LeBron. I'd rather see LeBron healthy than AD. I think it's going to take AD some time. Even tonight, you kind of saw it a little bit. But
I would actually say I'm different than you on this, and it could be that Kentucky boy and I hate LeBron.
Right.
I would rather AD be 100% healthy just because the more mobility he is, and I hate to even say that about LeBron because he's very mobile, but the thing on offense in my eyes, and I know we've had this discussion how boring LeBron is for me, I feel like he doesn't have to go west and east very much with his ankles or anything like that. Like all he's really got to do is get his pick from the guard, switch, and play bully ball and back him down. Like you don't have to be 100% to do that. Now his sky dunks that he's going to be doing or the blocks that he's going to be doing, yes, he needs to be 100% on that. But I think that's where you have AD to kind of help out on some of that stuff. So me personally, I would rather have AD 100%.
LeBron's a facilitator, though. If you look at their team and you watch them play now, they don't really have a true facilitator. I mean, Caruso does his thing a little bit, and then you got Schroeder a little bit. But that's what
LeBron's the facilitator.
He is the facilitator. Schroeder's more of a scorer. Like he wants to go get his bucket.
Right. But you don't have to be 100% physically to be the facilitator.
You don't. But with the way LeBron plays, I think he'd rather be healthy than not. If LeBron just has, if he's 70%,
I think anybody would.
Yeah, if he's 70%, LeBron's probably like, because of the style of basketball, I think he wants to play. He wants to get downhill. Yes, he shoots those shots. And we like, LeBron, why'd you shoot that? And LeBron looks at us. Yeah. And LeBron looks at us like, I'm LeBron, I do what I want to do. So, but on the defensive end aspect of it, though, without Andre Drummond, AD is that guy that erases a lot of things at the rim. I mean, because Marcus All can't jump over a quarter. You know what I mean? Because he just is not athletic.
Easy.
He's very cerebral.
You be nice.
Yeah, I mean, he's cerebral. He's very cerebral on those back cuts and things like that Frank Vogel does, runs that offense for him from that pitch post. But I'd rather have LeBron healthy because he kind of does a lot for the Lakers. But AD healthy is very important as well. Very important.
Sounds good.
All right, promo time, Michael.
I'm really stalling until I get my Patreon pulled up to share. Ooh, on the fly, that was pretty good. All right, guys, go to patreon.com/unwrapsports. If you leave out sports, it's another weird guy. I've done it, and it was weird to be on the page. So make sure you put in Unwrap Sports. Unwrapped fan is only $1 per month, and it's basically say general support. We love you, and living on a prayer, and so here's all $1 I can give you. $5 is a Unwrapped family. $5 per month gives you 10% off the Patreon with the Patreon code in our Teespring shop, which Amber will take over here in just a second, and access to our 24/7 Patreon Discord. But it is still limited, so go on over and give us $10 per month and be a VIP, where you get 20% off that Teespring shop and access to the 24/7 Patreon Discord. But you can also join the chats with the $5 a month. All you can do is see our conversation. Kind of creepy. You're stalking us from the outside. Pay that extra $5. Just don't get a foot long one time at Subway, and pay the extra $5 so you can conversate with us. But the great thing about this is not only these discounts, you also get entered for a drawing per month of a memorabilia of some form and fashion. The first month we had Keenan Allen jersey, which Amber won, which still hasn't showed me.
I don't have it yet.
2. Oh, well, that's not good. Week 2 was David Montgomery's signed jersey, and this month, I'm sorry, I think I said week last time. This month is a mini helmet signed by Ricky Williams. Autograph Ricky Williams. Hook 'em. Oh, hook 'em?
Hook 'em horns.
Hook 'em. Yeah. So go check out our Patreon. Help us out. And guys, as we say so much, this is all done free by us. There's nothing we get paid except for through T-shirts that you buy. So this is a way that you can help us earn money to do what we do, what we love to do. And we would greatly appreciate it. I would not say one bad thing to any of you all that did the $1 a month, because at least you're trying. I would rather someone give a big donation of $1 a month than someone give $100 and it could care less. It means more that way to me.
Oh, I felt that here, Michael. I felt that here.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's all warm and fuzzy in there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go. Speaking of amazing gear and t-shirts and mugs and masks, we have teespring.com/store/unwrapped. We got the OG gear, and we've got new gear. And we got LeBron. He'll be back. Michael, don't turn your nose up. We got all the live lineup has gear. There's my gear, of course, guys. I have that shirt on right now in blue. Michael has his gear. Him and Connie have their gear. Guys, go check this out. Go check this out, guys. teespring.com/store/unwrapped. All right.
Oh, man, I got rid of my bookie. Let me see if I can bring it up real quick.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Computer errors. Here we go.
There we go.
Oh, nice. Also, guys, another way that you can earn money while listening to our podcasts and even Unwrapped Sports betting department, go to, I guess I need to share it, don't I?
Don't be selfish.
My bad, being selfish over here.
Being selfish.
Go to mybookie.ag, and has it pulled up yet?
There we go.
Okay. mybookie.ag, and also we have the promo code there. With your first deposit, you can double your first deposit. Use the code USN100, and it can double up to $1,000. So if you take one of these stimmies that you got, say, hey, I'm going to invest $1,000 into mybookie.ag. Let me use this promo code, and they'll match it and give you another $1,000. What's great about that, you go into these, do with Stimmies, is you got the live bets. You can actually go into the casino. If I were you, I wouldn't go into that because that's where you lose all your dough. Mm-hmm. Go with live bettings. You can actually do MMA bettings, MLB, NBA, any major sport. I think Garrett even says he bets on Japanese football. Didn't even know that was a thing. But just check that out. Use that promo code. Go ahead and create you a profile. You do not have to list a credit card right away, and just go look at all this great stuff. Mama, I'm sorry. I have to do it.
Check this out. I'm interrupting to show you something. Look who won the National Volleyball Championship. Kentucky women won.
Did we win? Awesome.
Yes. They beat Texas.
I was watching it. Good. Yep. Sorry, hooked them. I was watching it. It was very good. We went down to visit my mom and dad, who literally lived just down the hill from me. I could throw a rock and hit their house. Texas took the first set or first game. Kentucky won the second one. We left during the third one, so I didn't know how it finished. So that is actually the first SEC appearance in the championship in volleyball. And obviously, that would be the first victory for an SEC team. So, way to go, Kentucky. We're no longer a basketball school. We're a girls' sport.
There you
Our
go.
basketball girls did good. Our volleyball did good.
Yeah.
Our riflery team, women's, won. Cheerleading is very dominant. So, yeah.
Wow. Check you out, Kentucky.
Let's go.
Let's go. Check you
That's
out.
right.
Now,
and you got a shirt for Kentucky. So, see, you're already a fan.
I am. I play basketball, and then somebody's like, "Are you a Kentucky fan?" I said, "I lost a bet, but I do like the blue. It's very festive."
You're supposed to say, yes, I'm a fan.
You've had some great players come out of Kentucky. I can't deny that. I cannot deny that. RxHemp.com. Use the code RxHemp/USN to get 10% off of your entire order. Warm and cool therapy. As soon as I get my stuff in, guys, I'm going to show it to you. Yeah, and because I need it badly. I was in the middle of my run, and my calf just locked up on me. I said, I am getting older. Seasoned. We're seasoned, Michael.
Seasoned.
Check this out. Celebrity Believers. I cannot talk.
Bleeders? Oh, my.
I'm hungry.
Don't use the cream if it makes you a bleeder.
Please, Please don't. Made with all natural products. So check this out, guys. RxHemp.com. Use the code RxHemp/USN to get 10% off your entire order.
Now, I do want to ask you a question on that.
Okay.
I know you talked about getting your samples, your free samples that they show on that website. I've never noticed that before. Did you go ahead and get that too? Like, did you have to pay shipping on that, or did they actually say, here's...
I paid for the product. I didn't get the samples.
Okay.
I just got the product.
Okay.
Whew, that's it's tough getting older, guys. After you reach 30, your body just hits a plateau.
For me, it was 26. I started noticing it.
Oh, really? For me, it was my 30s, because I used to be able to walk in the gym and play pickup without warming up.
Oh, actually, I never warm up. Even now, I don't warm up. I can't.
Michael, but see, I have to warm up.
Okay, I know we're closing off the show here, but okay, I'm an overweight guy, so anytime I go play pickup, I do not warm up. If I do, I shoot right-handed and I goof off the whole time. So everybody's like, "Well, this dude's no good," and then all of a sudden they're like, "I got chubby guy." I'm like, "Whoops, gotcha, Yahtzee, burn them." Listen, it is so much fun. I do this everywhere I go. And it's really comical because, like, sometimes I'll play with my buddies, and we're like, okay, we got up, and all that stuff. And like, okay, the fatty is on me. Give me the ball because I'm the fatty, and they don't know better. So much fun. I'm telling you.
Did you just say the fatty, Michael?
I mean, come on. We all have that one.
Okay,
and then when they do the switch.
Uh-oh. You get that little guy on the switch, Michael?
It's just, it's like, oh, snap.
On the block. Put him on the block,
They're like,
Michael.
Oh, snap. Hefty lefty, he's actually pretty good. We got to put somebody that can guard him over there. And then I'm like, give me the ball on the post. Put the ball between their legs, fake a pass. They turn around. Oh, it's right here, dog.
Michael, if I ever get a chance to go to Kentucky, whenever in my lifetime, we're going to play some pickup basketball, okay?
Yeah.
I like to run.
Good.
I'm just warning you. I like to run. Okay.
Listen, this is how my game has evolved. Like, as I've started playing less, my pickup ball, I'll just rebound and like let somebody go deep and just lob it over everybody. I've got this underhand where I'm like pitching softball where I can just lob it over everyone. I mean, it's perfect. One time I threw it and actually won the game. Like, made the three, trying to make an outlet pass for an alley-oop, basically. Not like an alley-oop dunk. We're all white around here. There's no alley-oop dunks going on. Let me just tell you that. And it actually went, and everybody looked at me, and of course I just walked off like I meant to do it. Like, yeah, that's game. And then I get to the bathroom, like, oh, that went in.
Michael had his moment, guys. You heard it here first on Count the Bucket. But with that being said, Michael's forecourt underhand shot, Amber's ability to run again. Thank you, Jesus. We are out. We'll be back next week, right, Michael? We'll be back next week?
Yes.
Okay. We'll be back next week. Now, next week is I'll be on vacation again next week. I got another vacation coming up.
Golly. How many vacations you going on?
Time accumulates at the post office, and I just have a lot of time.
Oh, okay.
So I take rest when needed.
Understand.
We'll be back next week. I will come back when I'm on vacation, guys. I will come back.
You better.
I will. I'll come back, guys. But until next week, me and Michael are out.